You a hot round kid to that? Awesome, man. But yeah, no, big rain. Shout out to Omar Gooding, who came through real life street songs. Held us down on that. Shout out to Tyrese. Those are big guys. I want to get to it though, man. We do these prison stories. Again, we don't just glorify, but we try to talk about those who have been incarcerated and, of course, everything that they've been through and the experiences. And one thing that we don't touch on enough, and I want to kind of get your take on, is I want to jump back into the topic of religion. And, church, I can't say church and state because, you're all about the state, but church and religion and how that plays into not only the prisoners, but the penitentiary system as a whole. I mean, don't get me wrong, you got a lot of people that go in there and actually find God. But then you got a lot of people that go up in there and hide behind that Bible. They hide behind whatever religion they claim, whether it be Muslim, Christianity, all these other different type, some people hide behind them, because let's be real, everybody needs protection. Some people mad at themselves for the things they did and they want to get out of it. But for some people, that's momentarily. And when they get out, they throw the Bible in the trash. And for some, they keep going with it and they don't look back. For me, it took me about 6 years in my bed before I actually started talking to God. I was just on my foolish run, stabbing niggas and fighting and doing whatever I needed to do to survive. And at this point, I'm mad at God, I'm mad at everybody, because I felt like, I took my lick. But at the same time, I feel like I shouldn't be here. So, like, one night I just got tired, went in my cell. I was punching on the walls and stuff. I was literally crying, bro. Because I was tired. But like every day, who wants to sleep for the night? Who wants to sleep? Take a shower, but niggas got 5-6 niggas around you and shit like dumb shit trying to have your back. You can't enjoy that. After a lot of shit get old, and then at the drop of a dime, even if you ain't beating with somebody, they might just tell you, hey, go run him up. His time is up.
Now with that in mind to start this drive, here comes second and 13.
5 or 6 niggas trying to have your back or trying to have your back?
Not trying to have my back. Like,
it's Russell.
I got your back.
Yeah, like you walk with security.
Basically.
Like your home. And if you get caught laughing, like he rapping about you, he's caught laughing and stuff.
Yeah.
And prison, you don't want to get caught laughing. So when you go to the shower, you don't go by yourself. You tell the homie or two, like, hey, man, I took your shower, man. Something like that. They gonna stand in front of that shower, in front of that door while you shower until you're done. Because they ain't no telling who gonna run up in there.
The shower's most vulnerable place to catch a person.
Man, it's one of the worst places to catch it. Because if you're naked, and when I say not just naked, but naked without your weapon and shit, you out of there. You out of there. But most niggas tie they strap to their genitals. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking, niggas gonna tuck that and shit just, just to get through.
That's how bad he might want somebody. He gonna want to tuck just so he can take you out.
So, but at the same time, those are called floaters. Floaters are plastic or anything that can get through a metal detector. Because in the beds, when you enter the USPs and shit, you got metal detectors on your arm, you got metal detectors on your dorms. So as soon as you coming in, you gotta go through it. So if that thing goes off and shit, oh, that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want a knife shot. You don't want a knife shot. So they came up with a floater. A floater is anything that you can make that can hurt somebody that's not made of steel. And you're gonna tuck it and walk around with it all day. But you don't want to make it obvious, so some people don't strap it to their genitals, put it inside their pockets, take their clothing and stuff and re-sew them and sew a little patch in where they can just slide it in.
big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
So on offense, you've got to find a way to put 6 up on the board. You know that in this game, field goals
And again, he
may
told a
not
story
get it
about
done.
getting
So
a big stat before,
players,
and
big plays
that's
in
not a
big games.
feeling
Who
that,
can you rely on
you know,
right now
I know
to
some
get you
boys
a
probably rather
touchdown?
be shot than take a knife and twist it up.
Yeah, because
And the
that
defense
bullet
stopped
gonna
him again on
it's
second
gonna
and
burn
goal.
for that second, but that knife, yeah, that's a
He'll run it
sensation
up
you
the
ain't
middle,
trying to
trying
have.
to pick his way to the end
Oh, man,
zone.
we just started picking
And
that
he'll
so
get
far off
this
topic,
one
but
back
you
to
were
the
speaking
line
on
of
the within
scrimmage,
aspect
but
as far as.
no farther
Yeah,
than
So,
that.
go ahead, go ahead.
So, you
It's
know,
looking like they're going to have to throw
I'm in the
this one in
cell,
now on
punching the
3rd
walls
down,
until
David.
my
You know
hands
the
swing.
execution
You know
just
what I'm
has to
saying?
be
And I'm
spot
asking
on.
God, what do you
Timing,
want from me?
especially at the quarterback
What do you
position
want
here.
from me?
And
You
thinking
know what I'm saying?
about the
Because I'm tired
defense,
of living
they're
like
aggressive
this,
in these
and I know
situations.
you
They're going
ain't
to
bring
play
me
man.
this
They're going to
far to
play up
just
to it.
leave me here. You know?
Touchdown,
And
Alabama! The
just
offense
play his
puts
things like
themselves
he went to
back into
talking
the
to me.
end zone.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I gave you all this
What a good
talent.
job by the
I gave you
offense.
all these
First drive of
skills
the
and
game,
stuff, but look what you're doing to me.
matriculated down the field,
Look
put
what you're doing.
themselves in a goal-to-go situation.
So
On
it's
3rd
like the
down,
one
it's
thing
not
I
going to
do
be
take
easy
from you
throwing
is
it, but they
choice.
win the
So
matchup.
it's your choice
Accurate
to run
throw,
around here and be
they
a
get
damn
paid.
fool. I ain't gonna stop you,
Getting ready
but
for
just
the
know
extra
there's a
point after
consequence
the
behind
first
every
score of
action
the
you
game.
make.
And the
So
extra
I said, I
point
don't want
makes
to
it
live like
7-0.
this no more.
So a drive there of
So I
85
fasted for
yards,
7
and the
days.
score comes on
Never
a
left my
5-yard
cell.
touchdown
I didn't eat,
pass.
I didn't drink nothing.
Kickoff unit on the
And then
field,
it
and
just
this
came to
defense
me.
will be
And
called
then
on
that's
to
when I
protect
started
this
writing.
lead.
That was my outlet.
What was the first thing? What was the first thing you started writing?
I actually wrote a cartoon. A children's cartoon.
Like a comic strip? Or,
Yeah.
And it'll come out to the
Yeah.
25.
Well, actually,
No attempt at a
it wasn't
return.
like a comic strip. It was a 30-page book, children's book, illustrated children's book. That at the time I was drawing too, so I was just making little figures and stuff like that. So this Muslim cat I knew, you know what I'm saying, named
This
Akbar,
place is
Slackbar Akbar,
roaring, and it's
he
going
came
to be
up to me
so
one day and he
hard
said,
to
hey,
operate
'cause,
under
you know,
these
I had Book
conditions.
Jack magazines in my shit, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, I
To
trade
the
you.
air. It's
I said,
stopped
trade what? So
The
he
throw to
handed me
the
the
outside is
Quran, handed me a
complete.
bunch of booklets and stuff. He said, read this and stuff, and I'm gonna take this. So like, yeah, I shut down like, you trying to, you know what I'm saying? But one day I was just like, he's like, I give you $50 worth of commissary. Okay. I ain't gonna turn down no money. What's that? You know what I'm saying? He said, but when I come to you, you gotta give me something
But he'll be stopped
to
short
let
of
me
the
know that
first
you
down.
actually read
Good,
this
solid
stuff.
pickup
You
on
know what I'm
that
saying?
play.
So I just started reading
Well, that
all this
was a
other type
weird
of
one
stuff.
because I think
And,
running back
you
screen
know,
was
it
called,
kind
but
of
the
changed my
quarterback just
perspective
saw
on
an
a whole
open
lot of
receiver
stuff.
downfield and said to
You're
himself,
reading the
hey,
Quran?
I got an
I
open
went to
guy.
the
I'm just going to
Quran,
Breaks into the
I went
open.
to the Bible,
Works his
I've read
way to
both
the
of them back and
38
forth,
after
back and
gaining
forth. And
5.
to be honest with you,
Well,
they
your
ain't
opponent
too
scored on
much
their
far
opening
from each
drive, so
other.
obviously no need to panic. But I know having
Yeah.
been in this situation as a quarterback,
So,
you want to answer
so
right
you
away.
one
So
night
really
you
good to
just
see him
you're sitting
making
in
some
your cell.
nice throws here on their opening
You
drive.
start
He's
go
going to
through
try
it
and see if he can
fast.
get this thing
You
tied up.
start to go through it fast. You go through this fast. You hear
Crowd
God speak to
bringing
you.
the
Did you hear God
energy
answer your
and
questions?
noise
What did
through
that
it.
sound like?
Clear as day.
What did it sound like?
I
Wide
can't
open
explain it.
spaces.
And it wasn't
At
like
the 20.
nothing echoing off the walls or nothing
Touchdown,
like that.
Dogs.
But it was
Once
like
he
a
got some
voice
room,
inside
it
of me
was
talking to me
over.
inside me. You know what I'm saying?
When that receiver got free, it was
And it was just
all
like,
over.
And it's so nice to have a
you,
receiver
he
like
said,
this as a
you're not here
quarterback because
for
you know I
what
had my
you did
stats. I
wrong.
like those long
He
touchdown
said, you're here
passes
for what you
where I just threw
neglected
it
to
really
do.
short and he did the rest of the
And
work.
that kind of stumped the
And
mud
he
out
knocks
of
the
me.
extra point through
You
the
feel what I'm
uprights.
saying?
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this
Yes.
crowd.
You know, again, for
On the
those
move from inside his
who
5.
do religion and
Not a lot of space to be
go
found. Good
Muslim,
hustle by the
go
coverage team, and they stop him at
Christian,
the
I guess you
21.
could say Catholic. What other religions exist out there in regards?
Freedom?
Yes.
You got all kinds of, you got all kinds of religions and stuff. I mean, you got
They'd love to
Buddhism,
put a long
you
drive
got
together here as they start from
Christianity,
their own 21.
you got Mormons, you
He
got
leaves it with his back.
Muslims, and
Got
then
enough for the first,
within
and
the
he's still
Muslim
going.
ranks, you got
And
different
they'll get it to
sections.
the
You know what I'm saying?
39-yard line, and they'll
Bible
move the chains.
sinners,
You can go
See,
way back in the history books to the
it's all
wishbone
in there.
attack, all the way
You
back
know,
to the first Rose
now,
Bowl
all
team.
these different
Alabama built
organizations
its
might not be
identity
that big.
on a strong running
Most
game.
of them are the
Builds it
biggest
on
ones on any
dudes that
compound
tote
you
the
gonna go
rocks
to.
and do it
Right.
with
Now,
nastiness, with some
do they
physicality.
do
Not
their
one
5
guy's gonna
prayers a
bring them
day?
down, and you see
Do
it
the
year after
guards
year with
respect
these
them? Do the
guys.
jails respect
There's
them?
always somebody that's
Everybody's
gonna
gonna
be a
respect it
physical
when it's gonna be a
challenge trying to get them going.
when they go make a
Into
lot.
enemy
Yeah.
territory and out of bounds at the
You
48.
know, life
All right,
goes on,
defense. That's
but they
what we
gonna find
can't
a
do. We
quiet
can't give up
spot
this many chunk
and
yards on
take
the ground.
turns, make
Got
it
to
a
commit
lot.
more guys to the
You
line
know
of
what I'm
scrimmage.
saying?
Got to get
And
those
you're
running
gonna have
backs on the
people standing
ground.
going
That's
behind
way
them to
too
make sure
easy.
nobody interrupt them
Time
by
winding
they
down
making
in
that
the
sword
quarters. They
prayer,
come to the
whatever
line.
prayer it is. You know what
Handoff
I'm
to the
saying?
single back. Oh, he's got some space. Gets it past the mark.
Have you ever seen religion get somebody taken out of here, like, because they ripped their religion so hard? That, you know, like almost like gangs, like you rip the gang so hard, you rip the religion this hard, that, you know.
But they go hand in hand. It's like the same thing. Instead of praising Christmas and GDs and shit, you praising God. You know, you praising the higher power. Because that's all we doing in the streets when we gang banging. A flag, a color.
Takes a handoff and he's
Don't settle
going
for
right.
less. Enjoy a worry-free holiday with Ray-Ban. More savings, empower more.
Never sue the person who hit you after a car accident. I just got $100,000 for an accident I was in last month, and I didn't sue the other driver. I didn't have to go to court, and I didn't have to deal with insurance directly.
They had to get the
There's a
running game going. They had to be able to turn around, hand it off, and get positive yards and set themselves up in
Everybody
manageable
wants something
third
to
down
believe in.
situations. We've seen them at
And
any
even
area
if
of the
they
field
can't
so far
see
in this
it,
one have success in the running game.
they
They'll
want to
keep that
believe
up
in
until
it
the
so
defense
hard.
proves they can stop it.
That they will pretty much die for it. You can't tell them nothing. Once it's embedded in that person's heart and their mind, that this what it is, you ain't gonna be able to tell them nothing different.
Miller with the ball.
That's why it's so easy
And
to
the
give
defense
youths,
holds firm. No
because they're so
pickup
delicate
at
for that ego.
all
They
on
begin
that
to
play.
build that ego. They feel it
Awesome
with that.
job up front by this defensive
Exactly,
line.
but they
Being
get
so
this
good
from
at
the
the point of
internet.
attack
That's
and
their guy.
eating blocks, eating some double teams
The
that
internet's
allows
their
these
guy.
linebackers to run free,
And whatever this
unencumbered and get to the
internet is
football.
displaying in front of them and teaching them, they're gonna take it and
Good
run
job
with
by
it.
this
That's the
defense, man.
law.
They've given up some yards and some plays on this drive, but they didn't lose focus. They
Okay,
stayed dedicated to what
so
they're
you
doing.
hear
And a
from
great
God, you're in
job on
7
third
days,
down,
you have your
forcing
fast,
the
you hear from
fourth down
God, you
here,
start
and
right.
hopefully
What
the
was
field
the
goal
next? What were
attempt.
the next things?
So the
What were the
offense
next
is
things
going to go for it
that
on
you
fourth down.
found yourselves
He'll try to
getting more
throw and pick up
involved
the
in
first down.
as you are? I guess what starting
Folks, I had to denounce myself from gang activity and all the stuff
One of
that
the
I was
reasons
doing.
this offense is so
You
exciting
know
to
what I'm
watch,
saying?
they've got
Because
guys that are dangerous after
at
the
the end of
catch.
the day,
If
they
this
like,
quarterback
okay,
gets
what
through
we
his
do?
progression,
Find
David,
out.
hits you in stride,
Grab
these guys will take it to the
grab the
house.
strap and
Man,
go
it's your
over here
job
and
to
run
do
it
the
through
rest,
the
right? You hit me in
this dude
stride where I don't have to
violated and
stop
stuff. I
running.
need
I
you
don't
to
have
do
to
this.
break
Or
down. It makes
somebody
it
command
so
you gotta do
easy.
what
The
you gotta do.
connection
You
between
know what I'm saying?
quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is
That's
a good
one of the
one, and
hardest
that's why they
things
got
for a
6 on
person to
that play.
do, to detach it from gang life activity once you find a higher power.
Did you have to fight some dudes? Like, I mean, did they start sending people after you?
No. Because I was already respected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they already know I was going to
Lining
die
up
for
for the
whatever I believed in
PAT.
anyway. So when I said enough was enough, I'm Gucci on all
And he
this.
missed it. Short and to the right. He marched 78 yards down the
So,
field.
okay, so
But then it could have turned out different. I can't lie. Yeah, if it was some younger dudes. Much time with me and didn't know me like that, they probably would have felt some type of way. And they would have took it to the yard and it would have been a discussion and they would have did what they wanted to do, plot on me and bake me a cake. But I got lucky, or it is what it is. You know, what's meant was meant. You know, they respected my line, but even though when they needed me, I was still there. Because I'm on that type of time as long as I'm locked up. But for now, I'm in my cell. I'm trying to find myself, and I suggest y'all leave me be. Or y'all gonna have to just run me up when I'm not going without a fight.
to the
and they
39.
know this.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like,
Did you start going to church on Sundays and attending
10,
like
15
the?
times a game. Make
I
the
started
defense
going to church
tackle
on
and wear
Sundays
them
in the
out.
day
Sometimes
room,
these 3 to 4
wherever
yard
it was
runs
happening at.
later in
So you
football
went
games,
from
they
from
turn into
like
5 to
always being
15
in your
to
all the
20
way
yard
to like
gains
was this
just
where you
because of the body blow.
slowly transition or did you just like make a change after this fast?
I mean, it was slow. It was a slow transition, but still, even so, it wasn't to the point where 24/7 I'm just running around here, Jesus, 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 Jesus. No, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that at all. You know, but I just wasn't with the foolishness no more. And I had to start thinking for myself rather than think for the next man and the next man because there, that's all you have to do. Everything's a chess move. It's a calculated step. If you want to keep breathing.
Taking to the air. Finds his man. It's Thomas.
Right. Now let's get to it. I got to get the tech, man.
Man, first half being
Face.
that aggressive on
He
like
just
your
got
side of the field, that's a different
first of all,
world.
what are your thoughts when you see someone like Blueface do? I think he did like a year and some months. I don't think he was in there for more than 2 years. What's your thought? You know, you did a lot of time, and you know, before we get the details of it,
Man, Coach Chad is a clown, man. He's a clown. You know what I'm saying? And when you celebritize like that and you go into the system after doing all of what he done, you're not going to be in population like that without protection. You're not. You're not. You work too much money. You work too much. They're not going to let it go down like that.
Done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11.
Man, a year, that ain't nothing. You
They'll
pitch
try to
that.
get the edge with
You
the
can go
toss
sleep
play here.
for 6-7 months and
And a
then be
good
down there
solid
on the way.
pickup before the
You know,
defense
that ain't
cuts him
nothing.
down.
man. All right, so let's get to it. Blueface was in there. I just want to speak on your thoughts on him getting tattoos on the face. You know, a lot of inmates get tattoos while they're in prison. He already had a bunch of tattoos. He started getting a lot of tattoos on his face. For Sean,
She did the same thing.
I mean, but she free. What are your thoughts on those inmates that's getting just their face tatted up?
They'll
I
immediately
mean,
call timeout.
hey, you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't hating. You know, that's all on you how you want. That's all I could say, really,
Third and long
because,
from the
you
30-yard
know,
line in this defense,
I
hoping
got
to
buku
knock them out of
tattoos
field
when I
goal
was in
range.
there. I ain't get
Dropping
nothing in
back,
my
it's
face.
Russell.
You know what I'm
Moving out of
saying?
the pocket.
And
He's
that's
gonna run.
because I know where I'm going. I know what I plan to do. And I knew
Huge
that
gain
none of
before
that
he
would
goes out of
suffice.
bounds,
But
and
I was
now
never
they've
a
got it
follower
first
in the
and
first
goal.
place.
On the third play of the
These
drive,
hands are
third down,
working
it's the
hands.
scrambling
My hands
ability
are
of
the
this
most
quarterback
important
that goes
tools
and
I
picks
have.
up the
You need to
first
take
down.
care
He
of them.
was
That's
so
for real
calm
kids.
back
It's
there. He
America's
never
number
got
one selling
frustrated.
hand cream for
Nobody
guarantee.
open.
If it
No
works for
problem.
these
You give
hands,
this guy
it'll work
1
for yours.
yard to
Also, try
run.
to keep.
He's going to tuck it and take
That's
off.
what I
That's
ask. What
exactly what
does
happened there.
when you see someone that get a face tattoo? What does that represent? Like, does that make someone more dangerous? Does that make them more like intimidating? Does it work?
I mean, it might look that way depending on what it is in your face. You know what I'm saying? But to me, that shit don't scare me.
Hey, can you tell me about the time a tattoo went wrong or got infected or just like spelled wrong? Somebody's a girl's name got infected, got
Boy, this guy's had a good day, but they finally get to him on
Alright.
that run.
We're not in the feds. We're not in the
Third
feds.
down,
We in
David.
the
Quarterback's
county.
got to be careful. Can't get
Okay.
greedy because you know these
Now,
windows,
this
they
one
close
dude, we
fast.
knew he was a
Extremely tight
pedophile.
windows. Find your
We knew he was
big
a
body
pedophile.
guys
All
that
over
you
the
know
fucking
can
news.
win in
He all over
contested
the news.
situations here on third down.
So, he in the court fighting, going back and forth. You know, they have their protest.
Here. From the gun, wants to pass.
Tell him I asked.
Ball is intercepted at the goal
Appreciate it.
line. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half.
Linebackers have tough jobs, right? Their first responsibility is to stuff the run, but you could see he does a really good job seeing pass, getting back into his cover 2 drop, breaking on the football, and making the interception.
I don't know what he is, Indian or he's something of that nature, right?
Grabbed in the backfield.
So the white boy, they call him Ghost. He's the one doing most of the attacks on our wing. He ain't gonna like him at all. And at first he wasn't gonna tattoo him. But he said if I tattoo him, I'm gonna charge his ass up. So he wanted his mother's name on his back, along with a picture. He charged him $1,700 for that tattoo. And he paid it.
In commissary, like,
He put half in commissary and half on the book. Somebody put it on the books. So he goes into the cell, and everybody watching out while they in their tattoo and doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? When this dude came out of his room, and he is all proud of this shit, he's flexing, he's looking, he's trying to look at the back when he can't see, right? Dude tattooed a big ass dick on his back with some wings.
man, nigga got him like that? Got him like that?
Got him like that, bro.
Looking downfield very
That's how
late
it
in the
goes
half.
sometimes. That's how it goes sometimes, man.
Hey, what's the worst infection you can see? Tattoo, like a, I know the piercing, just whatever. What's the worst infection?
Now, the worst infection I seen is when I told y'all about the dude putting the dominoes in his dick.
Oh yeah,
That was the worst. He got gangrene from that shit.
That's worse. Second to worst.
Second to worst?
Yeah, man.
Second to worst, the dude got, I don't know, man. Like, people get all kind of infections and shit, staph infections and shit. Like, dude try to tattoo over something that he already knew. It just correlated to something else, and it just got busted and just get out, you know.
Skin, you know, you're going through, you know, you don't have a lot of stuff just to just sanitize, right?
Yeah, but then if you're not a clean person, it's gonna make it worse. You know what I'm saying? You don't wash your face every day. You don't get up and clean your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You in a populated prison full of all type of people. You don't know what they got. You don't even know what's on the bed you're laying down. You know what I'm saying? With the sheets, none of that. So, you know, I done seen some stuff, but I can't really say what the worst is. What I told y'all, because I done seen some stuff.
Now, when it comes to, I want to touch on this pedophile, like that, when it comes to pedophiles, when they get in there, you explain to me, like, what? Because I know that they don't, there's no respect for a pedophile.
Grown ass man. That's a grown ass man.
In the county or in prison?
I mean, in prison. Why didn't they take both?
This ain't gonna
In
take
prison.
long. Forgot to do this.
You're not going to get off that bus if you're
Yes,
smart.
sir.
Because they're going to give you, if you go into the feds and you're a pedophile, you're going to have to show paperwork within 30 days of being there. If it comes out that you even was talked of having that type of case, it's going to be so many broomsticks rammed up your ass, it ain't funny. You're going to get life blighted off that bitch. They're going to kill you. We're not going to play with you. So we all feel like that could have been my daughter. That could have been my daughter. That could have been my mom. So, no, ain't no respect, no love, ain't no second chance at none of that. You know what I'm saying? So what they do, they tell you, knock it off this bus if you're a pedophile. Knock it off this bus if you're in this game, because this type of game is here. You knock it off this bus if you branded on somebody, got a 5K one, blah, 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 blah. You're going to have to go around. You're going to have to go to a step-down program. And this yard, if you're not going to a medium or a camp where ain't nobody gonna fuck with you because everybody got something to lose, you're gonna go to a step-down program. And that's why all the rats, pedophiles, and all that say they're gonna have to get along with each other and stuff because there's nowhere else for you to go.
But when you say don't get off the bus, man, there ain't no choice. You gotta get off the bus, right? I mean, get off the bus.
Get off the bus. But you're not going to go into this unit, to this farm and think you're finna walk around here and you're going to survive. You're not. So to save your life, because they're going to attempt to save your life by warning you, everybody know who you are. Or if they don't know in 30 days, they're going to know by that paperwork. So what they're going to tell you is, don't get off this bus. When everybody get off this bus, we're going to take you and put you in the SEG. We're going to SEG you for a little while till we find somewhere to put you. And you're going to end up driving around, riding around, doing all these different prisons till they find somewhere you can go.
That's real. I have to ask in regards to, and again, you know, back to Blueface. There's some pictures that were sent out that he was like busting splits. Like doing all kind of wild poses. I don't know who that guy. It's real. I think he addressed it in the things. So yeah, I'm gonna say I hope it ain't so. Jeez. But it does get me into the question of those penitentiary poses.
That is definitely not a penitentiary pose.
God damn. You know what? People always brag on the penitentiary pose. Like, you know, there's like, you know, the kneel down, you know how, like, is that always, like, is that always the thing as far as how you're supposed to pose when you in the penitentiary? Because you can't show them that you're doing bad, because this is for family and stuff. You can't show that you're doing bad, but you can't show that you just got it made either. But some people do show them that like they own.
Yeah, because if you came down there with a bag, those people already know that. They already know that. So you can't fake the phone. Versus the nigga that go down there and shit, he got it going on, he got a gambling addiction and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or he like the boys, he like
Ghana.
You know how your people is, and you know what they say to make them come off that break. They gonna kill me. I'm saying, you talking about sitting right next to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta have it, and they want you to have it because you funding their hustle. So we gotta play this role and get you on the phone and act like it's a phone check. When that's what's gonna happen and shit. But when that bread come in and shit, nigga, we all eat. All you.
And he added the extra point.
Yeah, that's some real shit. So let me ask, when you took your prison photos, if you took them, who'd you send them to?
Well, I was married at the time and shit. I was married at the time. I ended up divorcing my wife. I don't even want to talk about that. I don't even want to put them salt on the wall because I know she's probably gonna be watching this shit. So I'm gonna leave that Wednesday. Let's just say, yeah, we got divorced. Like bygones be bygones. I got a beautiful baby out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? But I used to send out pictures and shit. And of course, homies out there in the street. You know what I'm saying? To let them know, yeah, I'm out here, I'm doing my thing and shit. These niggas ain't fucking with me up in your dad. You know what I'm saying?
We straight, man. We straight, man. Keep them coming. We straight, man.
Niggas like Big Beach and shit, he charging niggas for pictures.
That's us too.
Yeah, he charging $5.
Keep them runs coming.
That's crazy. That's crazy hustle, man. Hey, it's a lot of hustle and big.
Sit down there. You know what I'm saying? Like Gates said, you know what I'm saying? Dick riding ain't free.
RPO to the outside. RPO to the outside.
That's what they need to do now.
Trying to move the stick.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about like that, but I'm assuming it's all the worst. I ain't listen to that Kevin Gates song. Shit. I heard it. But damn, but I hear you. I'm
You gotta go listen to the song. Okay. Stunner. You know?
Oh yeah, I gotta go back to the lyrics.
He basically saying, you know what I'm saying, get my dick back and dick riding ain't free. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wanna be on my dick and all this shit. But in prison, if you're a high-powered celebrity, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? And shit, even if you grade it up and shit, you still want it. And the hustler's mentality, you're gonna hustle and find a way to do it any way you can. It don't matter how much money I got in my books. I'm down there selling sheets.
Keep them coming.
I'm doing all kinds of shit.
You mentioned buying pussy. So Congress CEOs would sell, was it at times they like, where men would just offer it?
Hey, bro, look. we need these women and stuff that get these jobs and stuff. They still human. They still human. And although they're trying to do their escape and stuff, they might not be getting it at home. Some of them married, some of them ain't. Some of them got a man, some of them
Appreciate it.
Some of them it don't even matter what they got at home. When I'm at work,
They do it too much.
watch them, I'm fading.
The same with that screen when you go to the left or the right. They do it too much. Surprise me.
Right, these cats, this and that. Well, this is how they do more time than we do.
And the scramble with Russell. They do it too
They're
much.
the police officers. They're doing just as much time as we're doing. Because they got to be there with us.
Win or lose, I got a good ass record against these niggas on my channel. Good ass record against Lil Bama. Roll turds in the toilet bowl.
That's right. But definitely. Now, of course, not to we was I was whenever you send those photos out, how was those received? There's always like, you know, thank you for letting me know you're doing good, or I saw you, I saw your pictures there, you look healthy in there, you're working out. But how do those photos be received whenever you send them to your loved ones, your partners, whatever?
Win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that. You can show your
They never, you know, phone call, hey, you got it. You know, make sure they got it.
You don't want to waste your phone call talking about that shit. You ain't got but 15 minutes, you know what I'm saying? So shit, you go, hey man, you can do such I need to go all that put such on three-way, we do this. You're trying to get all that shit out the way.
Yeah, I got the whole play.
Pictures, so I don't give a fuck about what you even think about the numbers and shit. So I'm like, you know what it is, and, you know, survival, I'm living and shit. So if somebody walk out this door right now, talking about, hey, your man's and then taking all kind of dick, and this lady posing, he get no food, he ain't nervous and nothing, dying up in here and stuff. I'm showing you that ain't what's him.
Just to lose it again.
You know what I'm saying? And some niggas just don't even do it for that. They just like the flex.
You gotta take care of the football.
They just like the flex.
Defense forces the
I want to go over to Shice. You know, he just came home.
Back to their side.
Tell us, what is that feeling of being released like a...
Yes, sir.
The last time you spoke on Big Beach and how, you know, he was confused when he got out. Some people do not do that much time, maybe do like 3 to 5 years, and get out and they right back to where they left off. What is that feeling of like sitting down for that smaller stretch and getting out back to what you was on?
Shit, it's a wonderful feeling. It's just like, what's your man name? From Atlanta.
Kind of like how the running back didn't mess around.
Who just got out? What's his name?
Shit, which one?
We good. We straight over here. Keep them coming.
Yeah, God.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's like this. If you do a short stretch and people really hold you down like you're supposed to,
dumbass boy. Over with.
Don't expect the feeling that you ain't coming rhythm. Because you ain't earned it. You know what I'm saying? You ain't earned that. Versus me doing when they losing every motherfucking thing and have to deal with scratch.
He's like,
you know
that is mine. His second big game-changing play in this football.
They ain't going for teeth.
Whole little tink tink. Whole little tink tink.
Talking in the ear and all type of stuff. It's a wonderful feeling to get out, but then at the same time, you should just look around like, I mean, he's been playing here, and I'm still fucked up spots and stuff. I'm still learning. It's like a baby learning to walk again.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a
when it comes to musical talent, when it comes to music, how difficult it was to do music back in the day. You didn't have the internet.
I love to see you struggle. Love to see you struggle.
I'm still trying to learn because I don't understand this what they call it, streaming and all this type of shit. I don't understand it. I don't even like it, bro. I don't even like it.
Nasty Nate the Great. Nasty Nate the Great. Nasty Nate the Great.
That's no gasoline. That's straight rape.
But he just got him a plate. He ate that plate.
I mean, I know you. Not saying you was watching, but you don't think people want to watch that? Like,
dog ate that plate. Ate that plate.
quick strike offense on that three-play scoring.
Well, you gotta get you another plate, boy.
It's called being institutionalized. You got a lot of dudes that feel like they're never going home, and some of them ain't going home, and some of them don't want to go home. You know what I'm saying? I used to trip out about being locked up saying that this is it, and this is the only thing I ever do. But then, after being out,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. He scored special team for me to close the game.
You think it's hard being
not a two.
Y'all got to eat. Stop being free. You got bills. You got people out there. You got haters. You don't know who to trust. You can lose things at the drop of a dime. You think you own shit, and you spending all this money in the world, and you don't own nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
Dumbass, over with.
And shit like that. This is hard.
Niggas still riding off shit they gave him earlier, man. What the fuck wrong with him, man? I'll take them quick score.
Catch you more time. Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm thinking, because you probably a movie daddy.
Appreciate it.
So don't you want to stay here? Nigga, I'm trying to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But I understand now because it is hard being free. It's hard to walk a straight line and not be tempted. It's hard.
You know, it was a Don Chief, Big Chief. You know, that remember had said, try to
lineman, stop getting in the way, line. That was another one.
30 in the pin.
That was another one. Nasty Nate, baby.
So that's kind of based on what you're kind of saying.
Nasty Nate the Great.
It is a harder situation out here.
Nasty Nate.
I would ask, just to add on to that, when someone does do 15, 20.
I'll take those, and it's an interference. We're gonna get that back. No why they keep calling that. We're gonna get all them 15 back.
Help should they be getting to transition them to making it a little easier?
Everything.
Government, family, friends. I want to address
everything, because for the simple fact that it's like taking an etiquette class. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn something that you ain't had to do in 40 years, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's respecting somebody, whether it's going to a job, whether it's changing a diaper, whether it's taking kids to the park, you know what I'm saying, in your lane and stuff. And it's so many lanes out here and shit. It's hard. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? In prison, the worst thing you have to worry about is getting killed.
At $6 Popeyes Big Box, I'm with those piezas de signature chicken or best tenders. Those are good.
Oh, had to check on you, my boy. You straight?
You got 3 hots in the cots. You got all the pizzas you want. And in the boys, you got that. If you got game and shit, you can speak to a female. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They got phones, they got tablets now. They got all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's easy. Like this come out here. This shit is hard. These 3 years that I've been out working has been the hardest I've ever had to deal with. But every time somebody see me, they swear to God I'm doing the most. Because they see me out G'd up, clothes, jury all the time, this and that. And they don't see that they have the battles that I'm fighting. They don't see it. And to go back to the religion thing, when I was at work yesterday, it fucked me up. This old man walked up in there, put his stuff on the conveyor belt, and he said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Man, what's up?" He said, "How do you find God?" I looked at him and I'm like, "Bro, all these pastors and chaplains around here, why would you come ask me that? Why would you ask me that?"
Milk it for the field goal. Milk it for the field goal.
I said, "Bro,
milk it for the field goal."
I can't take it too much.
Milk it for the field goal.
I say, man,
We've
I'm
reached
hearing
the
the
2-minute
game, bro.
timeout, and time is of the essence
Love that
for this
adversity.
offense to get things done.
I'm not the perfect human being. Nobody is. I said, but if you're looking for God, He's been inside you the whole time. You just got to tap
It'll
in,
be a
bro.
first down from the
Tap in.
49-yard line.
So you basically were able to answer his
The
question.
toss to the outside.
Yeah, to the right
Good
person.
pick up on that play. It'll bring
Yeah,
up
I
second
guess so.
and 4.
Okay.
Really nice first down run, and you're
So,
seeing
I
why
wanna
this
touch on,
running back is an
one thing that we don't speak of a lot, which is
he wants to milk it for the field
a
goal.
lot of time can't get passed by putting
Milk it for the field goal.
Did you spend time reading at all?
Back to
It's
pass.
funny you say that. Now, I'm going to say this. I ain't going to do
And
it
maybe he'll get back to the line of
because
He wants to milk it for the field goal.
referee signals timeout as the
Milk it
defense
for the field goal.
I had sixth grade
just right
education.
with a big play
I
coming.
stopped going to grade. When I was in New Orleans and shit, all I
Probably
wanted
need
to
to
do
pick up a
was
few
shoot,
yards. From here, it would be a 62-yard
run around,
attempt.
sell drugs,
To
just
the air,
just
it's
big ass.
Russell.
That's what it
Might
was
be
out there.
looking to run.
Gunsmoke City, Chopper City.
He wants to milk it for the field goal.
Down he
So
goes,
God,
and the
He wants to
Warriors
milk it for the field goal.
even in school. You know,
Milk it for the field goal.
They need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on
even
fourth
succeed
down.
in that. So I gave up.
He'll
Fuck
try
it.
to throw and pick up the first down.
It's over with.
So education.
He thought that it went over with.
Short, and they'll turn it
I
over.
holler at you, you look big.
So a man to be signing for time, but don't know what the hell I'm signing for.